Hello, humans. Michael Herrick here with HIPAA for Humans, realistic HIPAA advice for healthcare and health tech startups. You know, if you're a compliance officer or if you work in a compliance department, there's an uncomfortable truth that you have to come to terms with. No one wants what you're selling. No one wants compliance. Sorry, no one wants HIPAA compliance for the sake of compliance. This is true whether you're talking to doctors and other healthcare professionals. It's true if you're talking to executives, with board members. It's especially true if you're working at a health tech startup. I can assure you that entrepreneurs don't generally start companies because they enjoy being told what to do. No one wants compliance for the sake of compliance. Compliance is a means to an end. And we all do want those valuable ends that compliance is a means to, okay? That's what you've got to focus on when you're trying to get buy-in for the compliance program that you're building for your organization. You've got to focus on those true positive values that we all really want, that compliance is supposed to service. So we all want our patient data to be protected. We all want to honor the trust that our patients place in us when they give us their most sensitive information. We all want to honor our patients' civil rights for privacy. We want to ensure that our data is protected. We want to ensure that our data is not going to be harmed by the malicious, destructive actions of ransomware criminals. We want to make sure that our company is protected from the threat of financial ruin due to HIPAA fines and other enforcement activity. These are all positive business values that we all are committed to, that we all want. When we need to focus on those. Compliance is all intended to just serve those positive business values. So that's what we want to focus on. At Matterform, we always say, we don't want to make you HIPAA compliant. We want to help you improve your business operations. We want to help you improve your security. We want to help you make your company more prepared, more resilient, more valuable. And HIPAA compliance flows out of that. And so that's what we like to focus on. But we can't focus exclusively. There's still some compliance stuff that you can't get around. There are still a few things that just have to be done, things that you might not do if you didn't have HIPAA hanging over your head. You still have to eat your vegetables. You still have to pay attention to the compliance. We see this a lot, and we saw this recently with a vendor who was so focused on the security side of things, they were neglecting the compliance side of things. They had a subcontractor who they had engaged to do some data processing of PHI. It was an offshore company providing this service. They told us all about how good their security is and how they have a privacy policy that's compliant with European law and so forth. And they had a point. These things do reduce the risk to that PHI that's being sent overseas, but without the HIPAA business associate agreement in place, we're putting our company at risk. We're putting our company at risk of compliance enforcement action, regardless of how good the cybersecurity is. Another common place for this gap to show up is in the lack of a risk assessment. Remember, when it comes to HIPAA, if it's not documented, it didn't happen. At a covered entity or at a health tech startup, you might have a really great cybersecurity program in place. You might have an information security officer who's got everything really, really tied down, really tight and working really well, very secure. But if those security controls aren't documented in an up-to-date HIPAA risk assessment, it's almost like they don't exist. Remember, the risk assessment is the first document that an investigator is going to ask for. And if you don't have that documentation, you're not going to be prepared if there's ever a security incident at your organization. If you've got gaps like that, if you've got good security controls in place, but they're not fully documented, get in touch with us here at Matterform. That's what we do. We can help you fill in those compliance gaps and document all the good stuff that you're already doing. Help you document all the stuff that you're doing to promote those core business values of privacy, security, resiliency. We can help you with that. I'm Michael at Matterform. Thanks for watching, and join us here each week for more HIPAA for Humans.